Before I ever got into Warhammer, I tried to make a D&D in space campaign that I called Asteroids and Aliens. It didn't work out because my friends killed my wife and I didn't know how to balance guns with swords, but my favorite part was this image that I found on Pinterest that I used as the basis for my humans. They are knights with guns. The elves were Art Deco, the dwarves were steampunk, so you can kind of already see I was primed for Warhammer before I ever actually got into it. The army I picked was the Astra Militarum because I loved the idea that they're just normal guys with guns fighting the biggest monsters in the universe. And of all of them, I really got drawn towards Krieg. But at the time, you couldn't buy Krieg. There wasn't Forge World models yet. And I decided I would just have to be creative and make my own regiment. And I decided to do that by making Feudal Guard and going back to the knights with guns that I loved in the first place. And I was looking online and I saw a lot of images of Feudal Guard and I wanted to know how to make mine special. Do I go Ventrilian nobles? Do I make my own planet? What do I do? And what I decided to do was make my own planet and use my family tree as the basis for all the models. Kind of like Bretonians are all different colors. I wanted that, but all the different colors to be represented by my family tree. So I Googled all of the heraldry for all of my surnames. I made them in paint, and then I pasted them over a picture of a family tree, and this is what it got me. Smith, Thornburg, Boatman, Ryder Halstead, Simpson, Layton, Woolbright, McIntyre, Hamilton, Beck, Jones, Engelking, Allen Sinclair, Milliron, Davis, Taylor, Nickel, Lucas, Hayes, Wood, McGuire, Knapp, Askew, Trotter, Thompson, unrelated Thompson, Burgess, Roberts, Skinner, Wing. There is a gap at Beck, as I don't know Fanny Falsam Beck's parents, but I just kept the dad's shield going back because that made sense enough for me knowing how surnames work. And Ryder and Halstead are sharing a spot because Ryder is my step-great-grandpa and his name was too perfect not to make some Rough Riders. Now let's look at the first half of my kill team. This is Idella Allen, who is my confident vet guard with her chain sword. She's got the head of one of the Navy breachers. She's got a Sisters of Battle arm with an extra pauldron from a Acadian thing, I think, and then a Krieg arm on the other side, and then greatsword body. This is Thornburg, my medic. He is just the Krieg arms with the greatsword head and body and legs, and I think the red and white would be good for a medic look. So yeah, I'm seeing some mold lines now that I gotta clean up when I get my knife, but I happen to have lost my knife. Yeah. This is hard-hitting Henry Hamilton. He is my bruiser, and he's got a Bretonian head on a greatsword body with Krieg arms, and I think that his head wrap will be good for the red and yellow of his crest. Yeah. I almost gave him a hammer instead of that, but I wanted him to be what you see was what you get. This is William Collins III. He's a grenadier, and he's got a Bretonian head, greatsword arms, greatsword body and legs, and then Krieg arms for that grenade launcher. And I really like that grenade launcher over the Acadian one. Yeah, I'm seeing some more mold lines I need to clean up. This is Wilhelm Plasmodeus Boatman. He's got the Bretonian head, the Krieg arms and backpack, and then the greatsword body and legs. I kind of like that head for my heavy gunners. I don't know, it just seems like they're down to business and they're heavily protected. This is Ace Layton. My ancestor was AC Layton, and so it made sense for a sniper to have that as their name. And then the black and white seems kind of stealthy to me, so I thought that was fitting. And I like his helmet too, and his big old nose. I don't know, I just like the head on this one. And I don't know who this is. I don't know. I know I want to do something else for my sergeant, so he's not a sergeant with a power weapon, but he might be another sergeant for a power weapon when I start building the army, on a broader scale. He might just be some other sergeant, but you can see a little bit of sprue I had to stick in there because his hands didn't quite touch with the scion torso and the greatsword arms.